All right, hey, I'm just checking in because I finished another book, and that is the WWE Championship, the a look back at the rich history of the WWE Championship by Kevin Sullivan. Um, and in case you were wondering, I'm wearing my Jey Uso merchandise. He's a current WWE wrestler. I think he's a terrible wrestler, but I really like his gimmick, and so hence the yeet stuff. So I'm gonna do the whole review wearing some Jey Uso WWE merch. Um, it actually makes it a little difficult to read some of my notes. I got these glasses and they don't come with the actual yeet on them, so I got some white out and painted them on at some point. Besides the point. This book came out in 2010, and it covers 1963 all the way to 2010, the history of the championship belt for WWE. I find this kind of thing very interesting. Somebody who I loved WWE in the mid 2000s. I was really into it for a few years and then got out of it until the beginning of this year, honestly. I fell right back in love with it. One thing I want to say before I really even get into this book, people shit on WWE because it's fake, scripted, whatever. Obviously, it's scripted. It's always been scripted. But you just kind of have to suspend your disbelief and get into it, and you have a lot of fun. I promise. It is a lot of fun to get into and follow the storylines, and just it's unpredictable. It's a lot of I said fun a lot, but that's the way I describe WWE. It's just the most fun sport in my opinion, bigger than life personalities, anything like that. But this book, it was published by WWE. They had a big part in it, so you have to kind of take some of what is said with a grain of salt, almost. They also tried to kind of mix in the fiction of what was happening in the stories with reality, so it kind of can be a little hard to distinguish what was actually going on behind the scenes and what was part of a storyline. This book doesn't do a great job of distinguishing that, and I don't think they wanted to necessarily, which is whatever, but it means that you might not be getting the truth of the matter in certain situations. Anyway, this starts with the formation of WWE. At the time it was NWA, which it was the National Wrestlers Association, and then they went to WWF, and then eventually to WWE, which it is currently today. This whole book refers to everything as WWE. It doesn't distinguish between the times. It says that right out front. But it goes through each champion and their reign. So it starts with Buddy Rogers to Bruno Sammartino, who held the title for almost 8 years. It covers Hulk Hogan's reign and some of the major events too, which are really interesting, like Hulk Hogan losing to Andre the Giant, only for Andre the Giant to accidentally pretty much relinquish the title because he tried to give it to Ted DiBiase, the millionaire man. But then they said that wasn't allowed, so the title was just open. It covers Bret Hart and the Montreal screw job that happened with Shawn Michaels, where Bret Hart was on his way out because of some dumb contract stuff and money issues with Vince McMahon. So he was on his way out and going to a rival company where he was going to be making a little more money. Vince McMahon was nervous that Bret Hart was going to take the championship title with him, and so he secretly had him lose in Montreal, in Bret Hart's home country where he didn't want to lose. He set up the ref and Shawn Michaels to ring the bell as soon as Shawn Michaels puts him in the submission hold. Never tapped out of it, and the bell got rung. Shawn Michaels won the belt. Fucked Bret Hart over, actually pissed him off to the point where he spit on his face ringside, beat him up backstage. He gave him a black eye after an argument. Some crazy stuff went down because of the Montreal screw job. And that's something that, honestly, even if you don't read this book, go look that stuff. It's very interesting. And Bret Hart's an awesome dude. He's so cool. But it covers all of the champions up through 2010. The Rock, he's a big part of it. John Cena, my man Randy Orton. I have my action figure. Randy Orton's back there actually. See, can you see him? I think you can see him actually. He's right there. I love Randy Orton. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. But this book also has a lot of... No way. Oh, first I thought I opened it to the Montreal Screwjob. This is Bret Hart beating The Undertaker. But it has pictures throughout the entire book that really it's an awesome book. This is an amazing book. If you're into WWE, it's got some Edge, some Jericho, some Stone Cold Steve Austin and his feud with McMahon, with Vince McMahon. It's a lot. This book is just as fun as WWE, honestly. It covers all of the champions up through 2010, so I didn't know about a lot of the earlier ones, being somebody that obviously wasn't alive back then and definitely never went back and watched old matches until this. They would point out certain big title matches and things that I was interested in, and I'd go look them up and I'd be able to watch them on YouTube and stuff, and it really expanded a lot of my knowledge of the history of WWE and gave me a much more a bigger appreciation towards a lot of these old wrestlers that really helped form the company. I can barely see the screen right now with these glasses. I don't know how Jey Uso does this. But I loved this book. Honestly, I loved it. I had a lot of fun reading it, and I learned a lot from it. I've annoyed my friends with facts from it. And if you're into WWE, I highly recommend it. If you're not interested in WWE, you probably didn't click on this in the first place, but you wouldn't be interested in this book. But anyway, that's all I got for this one, so I appreciate y'all for sticking around, and thanks.